Good evening, everyone. So, I believe we are good with starting today's session. So, the topic for our today's session is using append query and merge queries in Power Query Editor. For our Power BI desktop file, we would be using this data as base, and I've created this data wherein I have an Excel which has 3 tabs: student, which contains student details, student roll number, student names, and the teacher ID, like the teacher that is assigned to those teachers or students. Then I have a teacher tab where we have name of the teacher, teacher ID, and another column. And then we have another student tab ranging from roll number 11 to 15. Basically, first tab and third tab, they are basically the same. So moving back to our Power Query, Power BI desktop. Firstly, I would be getting the data from the Excel file. So as earlier told that we would be fetching the data using the get data option. So here we have the option of get data in Excel because we are fetching the data from Excel. So here I need to browse my file from where I would be fetching the data. I've stored all my data in the file in this Excel file test data Power BI. So I've imported the data in Power BI. So when I pull in the data, so there are the three tabs that are available in the sheet, and I would be transforming the data. This prompts us to Power Query Editor. So if you see in the left pane, we could see all those three tables: student, student 2, and teacher. They are arranged in alphabetical order. And on the right side, we have the query settings. So when you click on the tables, I can see all the data that is present in the Excel sheet. So for the merge and append queries, these options are available in the home menu. And moving to the right side, we see two options over there: merge queries and append queries. So when I click onto the drop down arrow close to the merge queries, I've got two options: merge query and merge queries as new. The difference in between these two options is that merge queries is used to merge the data from two tables in that very table which we have opened. Whereas when I use merge query as a new, so it merges the data in a separate table. So proceeding on to the merge queries. So basically, firstly, we need to know the difference between merge queries and append query. Merge query is adding rows in a, let's say, column manner, that it would be adding columns to a data to a table. Whereas what append queries does is it would be adding rows to our data row wise, and merge queries would be working column wise. So now I've got three tables: student, student 2, and teacher. So if you see in student table, I've got three columns: roll number, name, and teacher ID. And teacher, I've got two columns: teacher ID and name. So now I would like to display the data from teacher table. Basically, I would like to display the teacher name in the student table. So for that, as we have to add two more columns, so I would be using the option of merge queries. So when I click on to the merge queries, for today's session, I would be merging queries in the same table rather than creating a new table. So if you see, the first table is the selected table student, and second table that I need to select table I would be merging. As it is teachers table, so I would be selecting teachers table from the drop down. And now the whole structure of the table is displayed. As I need to merge tables, so there needs to be a foreign key that is a common column to both the tables that could be used for joining. Basically, merging is just similar to joining condition in SQL. So today's topic, it would be helpful when we would be studying various types of joins in SQL. So if I see that the teacher ID column is present in both the tables, so I would be selecting, and in the left bottom corner, you could see that there's a tick that the selection matches 4 of 5 rows from the first table. And I have another option over here. If you see join kind by default, which is left outer. As the name signifies, left outer means that all the rows from the first table would be returned along with the columns from the second, wherein only those rows would be displayed which are matching from the second table. Okay, so now I've selected the foreign key, that is teacher ID. Now I would be clicking on OK option. So now I have successfully merged both the tables, and now you see there is a new column under the name teacher, and it has a, as you see, table over there. So here is the expand button. When I would click on expand button, it would be displaying that which column I would need to pull in from the teacher's table into the student table. For now, we would be just pulling the teacher name. So I would be deselecting other columns, and we are left with the teacher name, and I would be clicking on OK. So as it is a left outer, so I've managed to pull all the data from the teacher table, which is corresponding to the student table. As there was no data for the teacher ID 6 in the teacher name, for that we have none, and all the teachers data is available for the students. That is, all rows are fetched from student, and only matching rows they are fetched from the teacher table. So that was basically the left outer join. Now we would be working on other types of joins as well. So again, I would go into merge queries, and now again I need to make a selection. A teacher ID would be the foreign key, and I would be using a right outer. So what route outer does is all the rows would be turned from the second table, and only the matching rows would be pulled from the first table. So it's exact opposite of the left outer. And we need to know that the first table would be serving as a left table, and the second table that we select would be serving as a right table. So I have clicked on OK, and again I would be expanding the teacher table just to pull the teacher name and clicking on OK. So you see all those rows, if you go back to the Excel, here in the teacher we have about 5 rows. All those rows have been fetched over here, and along with the student details. The EF has been displayed twice because teacher ID 5 has been assigned to 2 students, so we get EF teacher name twice, followed by all the other instances from that teacher table. So that was right outer join. Now we would be working with other joins as well. Again, clicking on merge queries. Again, we would be following the same approach, selecting the foreign key, and then from over here, now we would be using full outer join. And that is all the joins from both the tables, whether they will do matching or they won't be matching. Further clicking on OK. So again, I would be expanding the teachers table for the name column, and there we have the data. We have all the rows from the student table, even the teacher is not assigned, and all the data for the teacher's name from the teachers table, even when no student have been assigned to the teacher. For example, AB teacher is not assigned to any student. Same for BC teacher, no student is assigned to the BC teacher. I would be undoing the changes. Then again, similarly, we would be inserting the second table, pulling the foreign key, and then we would be using inner join. So basically, purpose of our today's session was to focus on all the joins and how to do the work. I will click on inner, and as it specifies that only the matching rows would be displayed, unlike the outer join where the rows that weren't matching, they were being pulled as well with the corresponding values being defined as null. So in inner only matching rows would be pulled, and no null values would be reflected over here. Again, I would be selecting the teacher's name, and there we go. We have only the data where some teacher is assigned to some student. All right. So from the student table where no teacher is assigned, so that rows won't be populated, and same goes for teacher. Which teacher is not assigned to any student, that won't be populated over here. So again, okay, so going back to our other options, then we would be selecting the teacher ID as a foreign key, and now we would be using left empty. So rows only in the first column. It specifies. So I will be selecting it and clicking on OK option. And okay, sorry, I forgot to undo the changes. The merge queries. Okay, so here we have it. And when I would be expanding the teacher, so let's do that again. Again, we will be going to merge queries. Second table is the teacher table. We will be using teacher ID as a foreign key, and again using the left empty, only rows from the first. You can OK, and we would be expanding the teacher column, and we only have the data which doesn't have any sort of data from the teacher table. We only have the data from student table wherein no teacher is assigned. If you see, like this is our sheet, and when I go back to the student tab, so this is the data that we have. So if you see here teacher ID is 6 in this table, but when I go back to the teacher table, so there isn't any ID over here for 6. So teacher ID 6 is just only available in the student table. It isn't available in the teacher table. So in the left empty, we have only data that is available in the student table, in the left table. Okay. So again, I would be undoing the changes. And again, I would click on merge queries. I would again selecting the teacher table. I'm using teacher ID as a foreign key. And now we would be focusing on the right entry. Only the rows that are specific to the second table, only to the teacher table. So it would just reflect the teachers that are not assigned in the student tab. Clicking on this, and here I have a single row, null value, because here it is being displayed as null, because we don't want that data from the first table. We only need the data that is specific to the teacher table. Further on expanding, teacher name, click on OK. So A, B, and B, C. No student was assigned to these teachers. So this is the data that we pull from using the right in the condition. So that was all the options or all the joining conditions that we had under merge queries. So these would be very helpful when we would be okay. So that was for the merge options. Now we would be focusing on the append queries. Okay, so undo all the changes. So basically, as I have explained earlier, that the difference between merge and append is while merging we add columns from other table to the data, and whereas in append we add the data row wise, we add rows to the data that we already have. And one condition for appending query is that the column structure or the table structure that should be same for the tables. So for now, we have two tables, student 1 and student 2. Basically, they have exact same structure. If you see roll number, name, and followed by teacher ID. Same goes in the student 2, roll number 11 to 15, names, and the teacher IDs. So when I would be clicking on the append queries, we have got options if I need to merge append two tables or three or more tables. For now, we would just appending two tables, and I would be selecting the tables that I would be appending. Student 2. So basically, here we need to mention the table which we would be using second, because the table we are already making use is second table. We have selected this option from second table. So now I need to specify the other table that I would be using. So the other table would be the student table. So once I click on OK, so we have here this appending data. So we have all those roll numbers for both the tables. So that's how we append data. Then we would be undoing. Now let us say that the structure isn't same for these two tables, for teacher table and for the student table. Student table, it contains roll number, name, and teacher ID. Whereas in teacher, you would say that we have teacher ID and name, and there is another column as NA. So let's try appending these both tables. So I've already selected teacher table. Now I need to make sure mention the other table that I would be using. Let's select student from over here. Click on OK. So here we have data. Because name and teacher ID, they were common to both the tables. Rules have been added, and the other data has been pulled, has been defined as null. Okay. So let us say we need to make some changes to the data. Here is our Excel and the teacher table. So what we do is we remove this unwanted column. We do not require this. Let's remove it, save it, and all I need to do over here is refresh the preview. So once I click on refresh the preview, so we get an error. Teacher table, just a minute. Okay, so here's the teacher table, and now let's try appending the data for the student. Okay, so here we have because there was a common column name, teacher ID, and name. Although the names, the name in student table, it was referring to student name, and ABC in teacher table was teacher's name. But as the column headers they were same, they have been appended in a same column. And as the roll number column, it was only present in the teacher's table, so the other values in the student table, they have been specified as name. So that was all for these two options, merge queries and append queries. I believe that merge queries is very important if we need to understand joins, though it isn't that much important from our point of view of our BI. But when we would be studying SQL, so the joining conditions, they are very important. So basically this section, it gives us insight into how joins work. All right, so back to a session. So that was all for today's session. I would be uploading the video on our YouTube channel, and just in case any issues, please do let us know. All right, so thanks everyone for your time.